In November 2011, LaToya Ammons, along with her mother Rosa Campbell and her 3 children, ages 7, 9 and 12, moved into a rental house located at 3860 Carolina Street in Gary, Indiana. Shortly after settling in, the family began experiencing a series of inexplicable and increasingly terrifying events that would thrust them into a real-life nightmare. The disturbances commenced with an unusual infestation of black flies swarming their screened-in porch, despite the cold December weather. No matter how often they exterminated the insects, they would return, defying natural explanation. This was merely the prelude to more sinister occurrences. Rosa Campbell reported hearing footsteps ascending the basement stairs and the creaking of the door opening, only to find no one there. One night, she awoke to see a shadowy figure pacing the living room and, upon investigation, discovered wet boot prints on the floor. These manifestations escalated, targeting the children with alarming intensity. The 12-year-old daughter was allegedly found levitating above her bed unconscious during a sleepover, witnessed by a friend and a relative. Despite their prayers and attempts to bring her down, she descended only after a prolonged period, with no memory of the event. The 2 sons also exhibited disturbing behavior. The youngest would sit in a closet talking to an unseen boy about what it felt like to be killed, while the older son was allegedly thrown across the room by an unseen force. Desperate for help, the family sought assistance from their physician, Dr. Jeffrey Onyekwu, in April 2012. Upon visiting the home, Dr. Onyekwu observed the family's distress but could not provide a medical explanation for the events. He noted that they appeared delusional, yet he was perplexed by the lack of medical causes for their experiences. The Department of Child Services was contacted due to concerns about the children's well-being, leading to further investigations. During a DCS interview at the hospital, one of the boys allegedly began growling with his eyes rolled back and attempted to attack his brother. He then walked up the wall backwards, flipping over his grandmother, and landed on his feet. This incident was witnessed by a nurse and a DCS case manager, both of whom were reportedly shaken by the event. The family sought help from local churches, many of which declined to assist. Eventually, they found a church willing to listen. A priest, Father Michael Maginot, was assigned to investigate. After interviewing the family and witnessing some of the disturbances himself, Father Maginot concluded that the family was under demonic attack. He sought permission from the Diocese of Gary to perform an exorcism, which was granted. Father Maginot performed 3 exorcisms on LaToya Ammons, 2 in English and 1 in Latin. During these rituals, LaToya convulsed and exhibited other physical reactions, which Father Maginot interpreted as manifestations of the demon's resistance. Throughout this period, the family's plight attracted the attention of various officials, including Gary Police Captain Charles Austin, who initially was skeptical but later claimed to have experienced paranormal activity in the house, including his car malfunctioning and hearing a disembodied voice on his police radio. Despite the exorcisms, the family continued to experience disturbances and eventually decided to move. After relocating to Indianapolis, the paranormal activity ceased and the family began to rebuild their lives free from the terror that had plagued them in Gary. The case drew widespread media attention, with many debating the validity of the family's claims. Skeptics suggested psychological factors or fabrication, while others believed it to be a genuine case of demonic possession. The house at 3860 Carolina Street became infamous, attracting paranormal investigators and curiosity seekers. In 2014, the story was widely publicized, and in 2016, paranormal investigator Zach Bagans purchased the house, later producing a documentary titled Demon House, which chronicled the events and his investigation. The house was subsequently demolished, adding to the mystique surrounding the case. This chilling account of the Ammons family's ordeal serves as a haunting reminder of the unexplained phenomena that some individuals claim to experience, challenging our understanding of reality and the boundaries between the known and the unknown. In August 1977, the quiet London suburb of Enfield became the epicenter of one of the most documented and controversial paranormal cases in history. The Hodgson family, single mother Peggy and her 4 children, Margaret, aged 13, Janet, aged 11, Johnny, aged 10, and Billy, aged 7, resided in a modest council house at 284 Green Street. Their lives took a terrifying turn when inexplicable events began to unfold within their home. The disturbances started subtly. Peggy Hodgson reported hearing strange noises, knocks and shuffling sounds, emanating from the walls and floors. Initially dismissing them as typical household creaks, she grew concerned when the sounds intensified, often occurring in patterns that suggested an intelligent source. The children, particularly Janet and Johnny, complained of their beds shaking violently during the night, disrupting their sleep and leaving them frightened. One evening, as Peggy was putting the children to bed, a loud crash echoed from the boys' room. Rushing in, she found a heavy chest of drawers had moved several feet across the floor, blocking the door. Perplexed and alarmed, she pushed it back into place, only for it to move again before her eyes. Attempts to shift it back proved futile, as if an unseen force resisted her efforts. Terrified, Peggy sought help from her neighbours, the Nottinghams, who witnessed further unexplained phenomena, including marbles and Lego bricks being hurled across rooms by an invisible entity. With no rational explanation in sight, Peggy contacted the police. Officers arrived and conducted a thorough inspection of the premises. During their investigation, a constable witnessed a chair levitate and move across the floor unaided. Despite this, the police were unable to provide assistance, citing the lack of criminal activity, and suggested seeking help from other agencies. Desperate, Peggy reached out to the press, hoping to find someone who could shed light on the bizarre occurrences. Reporters from the Daily Mirror visited the house and experienced the phenomena firsthand, witnessing objects being thrown and hearing strange noises. Their reports attracted the attention of the Society for Psychical Research, leading to the involvement of paranormal investigators Maurice Grosse and Guy Lyon Playfair. Grosse and Playfair conducted extensive investigations over the course of several months. They documented numerous incidents, including furniture moving, objects levitating, and unexplained knocking sounds that seemed to respond to questions. The focus of the activity appeared to center around Janet, who began exhibiting signs of possession. She would enter trance-like states, during which a deep, gravelly voice emanated from her, claiming to be Bill Wilkins, a previous occupant of the house who had died years earlier. Skeptics questioned the authenticity of the events, suggesting that the children, particularly Janet, were fabricating the phenomena for attention. While some incidents were indeed found to be pranks, Grosse and Playfair maintained that many occurrences were unexplainable and beyond the capabilities of the children to orchestrate. Audio recordings captured the mysterious voice, and photographic evidence showed furniture moving and Janet being thrown from her bed by an unseen force. The case attracted widespread media attention, with journalists, photographers, and curious onlookers flocking to Green Street. The constant scrutiny took a toll on the Hodgson family, exacerbating their stress and fear. Despite numerous investigations by various experts, no definitive explanation was found. The phenomena gradually subsided over a span of 2 years, leaving behind a legacy of unanswered questions and ongoing debates about the nature of the events. The Enfield poltergeist case remains one of the most intriguing and contentious episodes in paranormal history. It has been the subject of books, documentaries, and dramatizations, including the 2016 film The Conjuring 2. To this day, opinions are divided, with some viewing it as a genuine case of supernatural activity, while others consider it an elaborate hoax perpetuated by imaginative children. Regardless of one's stance, the story of the Hodgson family serves as a chilling reminder of the mysteries that lie beyond our understanding, challenging the boundaries between the known and the unknown. In January 1971, the Perron family, parents Roger and Carolyn, along with their 5 daughters, Andrea, Nancy, Christine, Cindy, and April, relocated to a sprawling 200-acre farmhouse in Harrisville, Rhode Island. The property, known as the Old Arnold Estate, was rich in history, with its origins tracing back to the 18th century. The family was unaware that their new home harbored a dark past, one that would soon envelop them in a series of terrifying events. From the outset, the Perrons noticed peculiar occurrences. Objects would move inexplicably, disembodied voices echoed through the halls, and an overwhelming sense of being watched pervaded the atmosphere. Initially, these incidents were subtle and easily dismissed. However, as time progressed, the manifestations grew more sinister and targeted. Carolyn Perron bore the brunt of the malevolent activity. She experienced physical attacks, including unexplained bruises and scratches. Disturbingly, she began to exhibit signs of possession, speaking in archaic languages and displaying knowledge of events she had no prior awareness of. The children, too, were not spared. They reported encounters with spectral figures, some benevolent, others threatening. One particularly harrowing entity was said to be a woman with a broken neck, who would appear at the foot of their beds, her head hanging at an unnatural angle. Desperate for relief, the Perrons sought the assistance of Ed and Lorraine Warren, renowned paranormal investigators. The Warrens conducted a thorough investigation of the property and concluded that it was plagued by a demonic presence. They identified the primary spirit as Bathsheba Sherman, a woman accused of witchcraft in the 19th century, who allegedly cursed the land after her acquittal. The Warrens proposed conducting a séance to communicate with the spirits and alleviate the family's torment. However, during the ritual, Carolyn Perron was violently attacked and temporarily possessed, leading Roger Perron to expel the Warrens from their home, fearing for his wife's safety. Despite the intervention, the paranormal activity persisted, forcing the family to endure the haunting until they could afford to move out in 1980. The ordeal of the Perron family has been widely documented and served as the inspiration for the 2013 horror film The Conjuring. While some skeptics question the authenticity of their experiences, the Perrons maintain that the events were real and left an indelible mark on their lives. The Perron family story is a chilling reminder of the unknown forces that may lurk in the shadows of our world. Their experiences, both terrifying and profound, continue to captivate and haunt those who hear them. Whether you believe in the paranormal or not, their ordeal stands as a testament to the enduring mystery and fear that the supernatural can evoke. It challenges us to question what we know and what we fear, reminding us that sometimes the most frightening things are those we cannot see or understand. Some homes are filled with more than just memories. A mother fighting against unseen forces, a child speaking to something no one else can see, shadows creeping into reality, refusing to be forgotten. These weren't just stories. They actually happened. And if they happened to them, who's to say it won't happen to you? If you enjoy these terrifying true stories, share and subscribe to The Sixth Frequency. And don't forget to hit the bell icon, because some hauntings never end. See you in the next one. If you make it,